So this is always usually a electrical internet problems. I can
Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Namaste everybody, and once more I wish all of you Happy New Year. This webinar right at the beginning of this new year is on the song composed by Paramacharya Shri Chandrashekhara Saraswati, who lived for almost 100 years. In 1994, if he had lived 5 more months, he would have completed 100 years. In other words, born in May 1894, the great Paramacharya dropped his mortal coils in January 1994. I trust many of you know about him, have heard about him, but for the benefit of those who may not have heard about him, he was a very great tapasvi, someone who lived a life of tremendous austerity, sadhana. He was considered as living in God. He had many supernatural powers, and he appears in a number of inspiring spiritual episodes. One of them, if we may cite, is when Paul Brunton was looking for a true spiritual master in India. It was Paramacharya Sri Chandrashekhara Saraswati who guided Paul Brunton to Ramana Maharshi. Paramacharya composed in Sanskrit language this simple poem, and it has remained a very popular, very famous composition. For example, when United Nations completed 50 years and they invited M S Subbalakshmi to play, to sing, to recite something at their General Assembly, she chose to sing this poem, MAITREEM BHAJATA SAKALA-HRID-JETREEM, at the General Assembly of United Nations. So that is the poem or song we are going to take up. So as this 2017 begins, please join me in first paying homage to the great Paramacharya, and then let us go into this composition, MAITREEM BHAJATA. The very first two words, MAITREEM BHAJATA, means go always for Maitri, for friendly approaches, not confrontational approaches. Even where there is some enmity or disharmony, try your best to reduce it and sow the seeds of goodwill. Do not add oil to the fire. MAITREEM BHAJATA SAKALA-HRID-JETREEM. Jetri means it's connected to the word Jaya, the winner, the conqueror. SAKALA-HRID-JETREEM. The word is SAKALA-HRID-JETREEM. Hrid is Hridaya. Your friendly disposition, of course, when it is sincere, has the capacity to win over everybody's heart. I will play now this song rendered by Bombay Sisters. You may please hear it once, and then we will see the meanings, the elevating purport of this composition, word by word, line by line. The last line, Shreyo Bhuyat Sakala Jananam. In fact, any one of you may use this as a greeting, as an expression of best wishes, as a message, as your blessings to younger people, for this is such a general, beautiful expression. Shreyo Bhuyat Sakala Jananam. May all come to receive the good. May all prosper. May all be healthy. All this is implied by the word Shreyaha, bhuyat. Now, MAITREEM BHAJATA. We have a new year opening before us, and what can be a better advice from the saints and in another way by ourselves to ourselves. We need to tell ourselves this whole year, let me go for friendly relationships. It is rightly said that if somebody does not have money, he of course will be a bit unhappy and uncomfortable. But if somebody is unwell, that person is more unhappy. And then even compared with that sick person, somebody whose relationships are not good is the most unhappy person. So the first expression, Maitreem Bhajata, go for friendly relationships, comes down straight to the point. Happy, healthy, good relationships are the best wealth that we may have in life. The greatest source of happiness in life is harmonious relationships. If we do not hate anybody, and if nobody, at least to our knowledge, hates us, we will be very happy. Without our knowledge or without our taking it to heart, if somebody has some negative emotions, that's different. But as they say, you are the world, the whole world is in you, the whole world outside ultimately is your mind's reflection. What is important is you do not perceive the world as hating you. Even somebody who throws a stone at you, suppose you are able to take in a sportive way. Somebody throws a stone at you on New Year Day itself, and you say, what a blessing for the whole year. And suppose it hit you right on your head. You compliment that guy. You are very good at shooting. What a nice aim. I would like to have you as my close friend because people with such good aim are always helpful. So you perceive even those who hit you as a friend, then the job is done. Maitreem Bhajata SAKALA-HRID-JETREEM, winner of the hearts of all, of everybody. And it goes, Atmavadeva Paran Api Pashyata. See others also as though they are no different from you. To see others as your own extension and to see yourself as belonging to them, they as belonging to you, is a great yoga. No wonder Paramacharya, a representative of Adi Shankaracharya and established in the Advaita Vedanta, expresses his sentiment in this way. Atmavad eva paran api pashyata. See everybody as no different from you. This is an echo of the Upanishad statement. Ishavasya puts it very appropriately, very aptly. Yastu sarvani bhutani atmanyeva anupashyati sarva bhuteshu cha atmanam tato na vijugupsate. If someone sees all in oneself and sees oneself in all, then one is forever free from insecurity, from any kind of psychological discomfort. Na vijugupsate. Atmavadeva paranapi pashyata, therefore, is a profound restatement of Upanishadic wisdom. Paramacharya doesn't want to talk just philosophy and not get down to the ground realities. In the next line, he very explicitly says, Yuddham Tyajata. Stop wars. Stop killing each other. Stop this business of causing bloodshed. All of us now know that in today's life especially, our greatest enemy is not from the animal kingdom or the plant kingdom. It is another human being. Human beings have become the worst enemies of humanity. Yuddham Tyajata. Not just those wars where armies fight with each other and sometimes the armies even kill innocent civilians. In the next part, Paramacharya says, Spardham Tyajata. Much before J. Krishnamurti talked very strongly against competition and comparison, Paramacharya wrote Spardham Tyajata. To make a passing reference, as many of you know, in Krishnamurti schools, students are not encouraged to compete with each other. One boy is planning to be better than another boy. I am going to excel, surpass him. One girl says, I will run faster than that other girl. This is not encouraged. You run better tomorrow than you ran today. You perform better tomorrow than you did today. That's fine. But don't harbor these thoughts. I must be dearest to my teacher. I must win maximum prizes in the annual day. I must go up the stage more than anybody else. This eventually in life will cost the student a lot, because this psychology will ever keep that human being unhappy, always failing to appreciate what others have, and always absorbed, or the right word is obsessed with her own or his own self-glorification. My picture should come there. My name should be printed over there. This may give some pleasure to people, but on the whole, it is like a thorn in one's flesh. Spardham Tyajata. Give up this unhealthy competition. Do strive for excellence. Learn from another person. If this girl sees that another girl is running much faster, let her learn from the other girl. How come you ran so fast? How come I am not able to run so fast? Let me learn. But learning is different than in an egoistic manner thinking, whatever it is, I must run faster than her. And of course, there are two ways. Either I learn too fast or I do something whereby she runs slower. That is how wickedness germinates in the human mind. Yuddham Tyajata, Spardham Tyajata, Tyajata Pareshu Akramam Akramanam. Pareshu Akramanam. Aggressively going about others, attacking others. And there is an adverb here or adjective, akramam. Kramam means for right reasons in a right way. Akramam means in wrong ways, violating norms, violating all established values. Tyajata pareshu akramam akramanam. Therefore, he emphasizes, stresses in various ways, living in a peaceful disposition, living in alertness. Many people believe that if we become peaceful, others will trample upon us. Others will take advantage of us. This is a widespread misunderstanding. If you are peaceful, do others take wrong advantage of you? I would say there is a little confusion here. If you are peaceful and you are lazy, if you are peaceful and you are dull, if you are peaceful and you are too slow, then others will take advantage of you. Therefore, it is not peacefulness which is the cause. It is your laziness, your dullness, your slowness, your some other kind of lagging behind. A person who is peaceful, suppose he is good in his praise, then he gets such inner strength. No one can take advantage of him. A person who is peaceful, suppose does regular exercise, then he or she will be fit physically. Then no one can take advantage of him or her. You ignore your health, you ignore your prayers, you are neither connected to God through prayer or meditation, nor are you keeping good health, but you are a peaceful person. You get up peacefully at 9 a.m. and during the day also, afternoon you peacefully sleep for 1.5 hours. Then Tom, Dick and Harry will take advantage of you. Don't blame your peace then. It is not your peace which is making people take advantage. Rather, it is some of your other weaknesses. There are lots of peaceful people, so-called peaceful. They are not truly peaceful. They are so-called peaceful people who have some other weaknesses. They eat too much, they sleep too much, they talk too much, or some other thing. And they don't even pay basic attention to their finances. Peaceful person and says, somebody deceived me of lakhs of rupees. Why? I'm such a peaceful person. That morning he brought a check and I signed peacefully. Stupid. It is not your peacefulness which has made you lose. It is your lack of basic attention. Before signing a check, you should see what it is, whom you are paying, right? So let me not elaborate. There is much misunderstanding. A sattvic person who is alert, and alertness doesn't come by just wishing for it. Don't miss your exercises, don't miss your daily walks, don't miss your prayer, and then sleep as many hours as the body truly needs. Give 7 hours of sleep to yourself, but if in the remaining 17 hours you have taken care of right diet, proper exercise, some prayer, sitting quietly, a little bit of each, which altogether may take 2 hours or 2.5 hours. Then you are again left with another 14 hours and you are going to be a winner beyond any doubt. Tyajata pareshu akramam akramanam. Janani prathivi kamadugha aste. Kamadugha aste. This prathivi, this earth is aste. She is aste, she is available. Aste here in the sense of asti. She is kamadugha, like the cow fulfilling all one's wishes. Kamaduk, kamadhenu, janani prathivi. And in the Vedic culture, Mother Earth is, janani means mother. Earth is looked at as one's mother. Just as a mother takes great care of her child, the earth is more than willing to give us all that we need. Directly food, that is crops, and indirectly thousands of other things, all come from the earth. Even petroleum from the womb of the earth. And from trees we make paper. If you make a list of direct and indirect gifts from the earth, practically everything is from the earth only. She is our mother. And Paramacharya asks us to never forget. This earth, our mother, takes so much care of us. We should take care of her too. We should not exploit the earth in any way. Therefore, like other day, somebody in Bangalore sent to me a little picture. In fact, I saw it on Facebook, correct? See my OTG and look at these plants I have grown. And there were small plant flowers, vegetables, this and that. And I was very happy. Immediately on Facebook, you have a chance to comment. Although I have not been in touch with her for a long time, I just wrote, "Oh, congratulations. You have grown all these vegetables, plants, flowers, etc. on your OTG." Then I scratched my head. What is this OTG? Then I wrote to her a question. Does OTG, by the way, mean open terrace garden? And I sometimes wonder whether people 24 hours are with their laptop or mobile. Within 30 seconds, if not before my question went, the answer came. Swamiji, so happy you saw my posting. OTG, you are almost there. It's not open terrace garden. It is organic terrace garden. So much the better. So much the better. Organic. I am citing this because that is one way of caring for the earth. Increasingly, you and I have to go for organic. Today, as I am presenting this webinar, I am sitting, in fact, in the beautiful campus of Suvarnamukhi Samskriti Dhama in Bangalore, a little outside Bangalore, and it's a nice campus of about 12 acres, located on the banks of a river known as Suvarnamukhi, and there are some 15 people right here with me. We are starting a retreat this afternoon. I share this message with all of them that we must, in our own way, plan to go organic. Otherwise, we are hurting the earth with chemicals, chemical pesticides, chemical fertilizers, and so on. Whatever be the challenges, we must do our bit. I especially, in this webinar itself, make a suggestion and request to Sri Nagaraju, who is with me here, Acharya Nagaraju, who has developed this Suvarnamukhi Center. Let us have some organic farm here in this Suvarnamukhi Sanskriti Dhama. Look at that friend in Bangalore. On her terrace itself, she has OTG, organic terrace garden. So more and more we should go for caring for the earth. All right. Janani prathivi kamadhugaste janako devaha sakala dayaluhu. In the Vedic tradition, we look at God as our father. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, I am the father, I am the grandfather also. Pita hamasya jagataha mata dhata pitamaha. There is a shloka. I am the father, I am the mother, I am the grandfather. I nourish, I nurture. Well, that is going to another level of philosophy. But if earth is our mother, the supreme divine ruler is our father. In Christianity, Father in heaven, God is the Father in heaven. Of course, they too very much believe that He is the Father on the earth also. As you have a famous biblical statement, Thy will be done on this earth as in heaven. In heaven, things happen as per your will, and on the earth also, Lord, things happen as per your will. May that happen in that way. Who am I? That humble submission, Thy will be done on the earth as in heaven. So Father in heaven, and here Janako Devaha, the Supreme Lord, Sakala Dayaluhu. He is compassionate towards everybody. Even as in Uttar Pradesh, a father and son have now separated. A week ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, the father dismissed the son, Chief Minister of UP. And then they had some trial of strength. And it so turned out the son had majority, and the father had to withdraw that dismissal. Now the latest news is the son has dismissed the father from the party. The first is like father says to the son, get out of this house. And then all other children and mother, everybody brings the son back. Then the son takes a cup of tea, maybe herbal tea, organic tea, and then says, Father, now you get out. Shiva, Shiva, what to do? So, even as all this happen, above all, there is the Supreme Lord. I wish to say, when Paramacharya says, Sakala-Dayaluhu, this Lord, this God, who is the Supreme Father, is compassionate both to the father and son in Uttar Pradesh. He is compassionate to both sides. He is compassionate both to Congress and BJP. He is compassionate both to Democrats and Republicans. The Lord, the Father in heaven, looks at both Hillary and Trump with compassionate eyes. But then it is up to them. The Lord gives them suggestions at the right time, advice at the right time, even provides to them the means. But then, as the old saying goes, you may take a horse to the river, but not make him drink. Not just Trump or Hillary or the Uttar Pradesh father or son, you and I also are in the same situation. We are given opportunity after opportunity to build ourselves and to build others, to help ourselves and to help others. But sometimes we behave so foolishly. We do things which neither help others nor help ourselves, alas. Therefore, with such wonderful mother, Janani Prathivi, and most wonderful father, Janako Devaha, there is hardly anything that is left to be desired. We are so blessed indeed. The last part of this poem, Paramacharya Sri Chandrashekhara Saraswati directly quotes a line from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, which has 6 chapters, 6 adhyayas, has a small short story in the 5th chapter. 5th chapter, 2nd Brahmana, very short story. There are so few lines, I feel tempted to recite the Sanskrit words. Trayaha prajapatyaha prajapatau pitari brahmacharyam ushuhu. The 3 children groups of Prajapati went to their father and ushuhu, vasam akurvan. They stayed there. Brahmacharyam ushuhu. They lived for some time in great self-control, doing some sadhana. Who are those 3 children groups? Devaha, Manushyaha, Asuraha. Gods, demons and human beings. Ushitva brahmacharyam, having lived for some time in this discipline, Devaha uchuhu, gods first spoke to Prajapati. Bravitu no Bhagavaniti, give us some advice. We are catching this evening's train to go back. Give us some advice before we leave. And maybe Prajapati thought, these people are showing off as being very busy. We are leaving now. Tell us some advice. They think I am not busy. I too am busy. So he just gives them just one syllable. Etad aksharam uvacha da iti. He just said the. And they were puzzled. But then, after a while, before they really left, he asked, did you understand what I told you? Vednasishtaha? He asked, did you understand? Vednasishma. Yes, we do understand, the Devas said. What did you understand? By saying the, O Father, you mean damyata, live in self-control. Because these gods, as you know, are always into a lot of enjoyments in heaven. And they need to, it's okay to enjoy, but not to exceed, not to go into any excess. Therefore, damyata is the meaning. And Prajapati was very happy. Om, he says. Om means, you are right, you got it right. They go away. The next morning, these people come, Manushya. Atahainam Manushya uchuhu bravitu no bhavaniti. please give us some advice. We are catching a flight at 12 o'clock. We are already, our jeeps are ready to get going. Then Prajapati gets slightly annoyed. These people also are in hurry. To Manushyas also he says, Etadaksharam uvacha, the. All he says is the. What is this the? Then with a mischievous smile he asks us, do you understand what I told you? And they reflect, they introspect. Then they say, yes, you are asking us datta. Datta is an imperative statement, plural, please give. Like dehi is singular, if you are asking one man, give me some food, annam dehi. But if there are 5 people, you are asking them, annam datta, plural. Once a professor got angry with 2 people who came 5 minutes late to the class. He wanted to say, both of you get out. And he said, then he saw a 3rd girl also came. He said, both of you 3 get out. Now the whole class laughed, both of you 3. Then the professor turned to the class and said, it was just a tongue of a slip. So, datta is plural. So, Manushyas introspected and felt that we always try to collect too much. Winter no doubt is cold, but if I keep 18 sweaters and 17 mufflers and so on, that is typical human nature. We keep too much. We don't share. Therefore, humans introspected. See, they had done some brahmacharya, lived in sadhana. So their mind had become sattvic. They looked within, we must share. If I have 18 sweaters, well, let me keep 3 or 4 with me, but at least another 14 I give away. We Swamis also sometimes get so many shawls, so many shawls. Last few years I have been doing like that, some 15-20 shawls collect. Then I keep 4 or 5 with me. Remaining typically some Banaras or somewhere I take, where there are some villagers, poor people, give them. Some we may keep. Nobody says don't keep any. Nobody says keep only 1 for yourself. You may keep even 4 or 5. Because on different occasions, Swamis also want to show off a little. So a little bit variety is okay. One day red and one day blue and one day white. Why not? But not 18 or 20 or, not, that is not good. Manushyas should have the nature of giving. Lastly, the asuras, tamasic people, they get up late. So, I don't know whether they started or he told, when are you going? Maybe he asked them, when are you going? They all got ready. Father, we are also leaving, but give us also some advice. And to them also he says, and asks them, did you understand? Now they too had become very sattvic by then, compared to what they were before. They says, Father, we understood. By saying you are saying to us, dayadhvam. Dayadhvam again is plural. If you are saying to one fellow, you will say dayasva. And this is dayadhvam. All of you show compassion. Be compassionate, because asuras tend to be very cruel. And dayadha stands for dayadhvam. Now, the Brihadaranyaka story ends with a wonderful poetic statement. When Prajapati agreed, yes, that's what I meant, live with a certain compassion in your heart, the whole universe echoed, whole universe vibrated as though with this wonderful story, with wonderful scenario of Prajapati advising the 3 children groups. And it is said that Daivi Vag Anuvadati, as though in the entire cosmos there was reverberation, there was some phenomenon of resonance with this divine teachings of Prajapati, and thunder and lightning were seen in the sky, And the thunder said, the. Stanaitnuhu, the iti. Stanaitnu means thunder and lightning. And when T.S. Eliot, the Nobel Prize winning poet of United States, read this Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, his heart reverberated, resonated with this. And in one of his major works, he has given his own version of this Brihadaranyaka story. And there he calls it the thunder. So the thunder said, a small piece in a major work of his. So the poem ends with Damyata datta dayadhvam janataha. Janataha, O people. The Paramacharya says to all of us, what Prajapati had said to Manushas, Devas and Asuras, Paramacharya says to us, because in each of us there is an Asura, there is a Deva, there is a Manushya. Please don't think, we are all Manushyas, we are going to give some, okay, some sweaters we will give away. That's what was meant. No. It is not just what was said to Manushyas. We too are cruel sometimes. We too are hoarding sometimes, and we too indulge in excessive enjoyments. Therefore, Damyata Datta Dayadvam Janataha. Janataha is Sambodhana. O people, Shreyo Bhuyat Sakala Janana. May all be happy. May all rise spiritually. Shreyaha is spiritual rising. It is not Preyaha. He didn't say Preyo Bhuyat. Shreyo Bhuyat Sakala Janana. In this way, this poem has a lot of moral and spiritual advice and therefore deserves to be heard time and again, and we may even meditate upon the great teachings of the Upanishads reworded, re-expressed by Paramacharya of Kanchi, Sri Chandrashekhara Saraswati, whom they called Periyavar. The Periya means big, the big saint, the big Swamiji. He was exceedingly elevated in spirituality. We conclude this also with our humble salutations to Paramacharya, and with this I open it for some questions if there are any. Om Namo Narayanaya. So, okay, there are a few here. Let me look for a raised hand, and also I will see whether there is some written question. No. So any raised hand? Are there any questions here? Yes. There is a question from Murna Rao, who is for a change right here, face to face. Normally she used to ask in cyberspace. Now she is asking in real space. Please go ahead.
Namaste, Swamiji. This is about competition in schools.
Right.
And since I was a principal of a school, I wanted to make an observation. J. Krishnamurti Foundation schools were known for non-competitive spirit. And they were praised. But the observation made in educational circles was that none of the children excelled because they were not faced with competition. So none of them became, highly competitive or went abroad, or maybe they went abroad, but they never excelled. So they always equated in educational circles excellence and competition.
Yeah.
Now, in my school, which is Kotar, I decided that the entire primary section would go away with examinations. No ranking system was given to children.
Yeah.
But what we did was each teacher had to write a very positive comment about the child. They may not have done well in so many things, but whatever the positive aspect was, we highlighted that and brought it up. Now, many of our parents felt that if there was no competition, the children would suffer. So they said they go out into the external world, you do not train them for competition in your school, and I want them to be very loving, caring for each other, which is a different aspect of competition. But is competition healthy or not? So we did have a lot of discussion on this and found that some of the competition helps children or human beings to excel, provided it is not always accompanied by bitterness and hate.
That is well said. So, the questioner, who was the principal of a school for many years, and therefore has had lots of experience in the field of education, says that when we do away with competition, because this poem said SAKALA-HRID-JETREEM, it also affects the possibilities of excelling. Excellence seems to come by when there is some amount of competition. Otherwise, students may do fairly well, and of course, they reach some good places, they earn their livelihood, and they are doing well in many respects. But so-called excellence seems to elude them if they have not been trained to compete. That was the question. And I do agree with it to a little extent, not fully. Because the questioner also said that we need to perhaps encourage competition where there is no bitterness of any kind or other negative emotions. So that is easier said than done also. And we also know that in the world, when we look around, there are a number of cases where, especially in the field of sports, you see this. Excellent performers, and then something comes out. They also have been very cruel in their homes. They are, because they carry a so-called killer instinct. And this killer instinct then goes on other people also. There are athletes who have killed their wives. There are athletes who have, done terrible things to their colleagues, and one with violence. And then why in J. Krishnamurti schools and many other places they are so much on guard against competition is, in a lot of case studies, competition, of course, not monitored properly by teachers. It has led to the students nurturing and, in fact, cultivating such dependence on winning. And when they don't win for some reason, they get so depressed. They get so, what they call low. Once a famous actress of our Bombay's Bollywood had met me some years ago. And she's okay now, but she confessed before me that she was so famous and she was invited everywhere. But then came a period when, on one hand, slowly as she got older also, producers did not want her anymore. And on the other, she was for some time in some advisory positions. In any field, there is a phase when you yourself play, you yourself perform. And when you get a bit older, younger people perform, but you are umpire or advisor or a judge or on some panel of evaluation. You are in some senior. So she had some such positions. And a point came when those positions also for some reason were taken away. And I could not believe myself, because in my younger days I had also admired that actress. She was one of our, much admired lady actors of the time in the 70s. So I met her in early 2000s, and she says, Swamiji, I went into deep depression, she said. I could not believe, because though I am a Swamiji, I may remember how we looked at her as though a divine angel who had come down from the heaven. That's how we had looked. So, but of course, I reasoned out, and they are more human beings than anybody else. But still, Kelly has come out fully. In fact, she smiled when she said, and I came out of it somehow, but I was into deep depression. Therefore, this depression, this violence, this jealousy, and many other, as you used very nicely in one word, bitterness. So, bitterness seems to accompany this competition on a number of occasions. Therefore, as an educator, if you say we will take care of it, we will oversee, we will arrange competitions, but by maybe more close monitoring, see that the boys, girls don't get into any bitterness. They don't go on a wave of jealousy or anger or violence. We will give them enough of so-called emotional intelligence to be mature, good human beings, then perfect. So that's why I too in my talk, I just use the word unhealthy competition can be very bad. Someone like J. Krishnamurti, who is a hard hitter, who is a, on one hand he criticizes ideologies, ideals. On the other, his teachings become an impossible ideal for most people. He does, if you add an adjective, unhealthy competition, he'll come, he'll come on you. Why do you add that adjective? No competition, he would say. But of course, when we really have dialogues, we realize that Krishnamurti played a certain unique role. Though he did not like any adjectives and said simply no competition, the fact remains that he was coming down against unhealthy competition only. Just like he would come down heavily on thought. Thought is the culprit. Then somewhere in 1 out of 100 places he clarifies. What I mean is psychological thought, not functional thought. Psychological thought is the thought that revolves around the self. Suppose I remember suddenly that you are the same person who won a prize when I badly wanted it after many years. To remember that you are the person who snatched away the prize from me is functional. But suppose I relive that sadness, and as it is never too late to take revenge, give her a punch. That is psychological, where the ego is. Oh, okay. Make it brief, yeah. I'm coming to the hand.
This unhealthy competition will be eliminated with the use of mentorship of children.
Correct. Very good.
Ask senior children who are
That's good. That's good. So, Purna Rao has rightly clarified that teachers introduce what is called mentorship, and thereby this unhealthy competition is handled. So I now request Prasad Vepa to ask his question. Oh, I think okay. Now it's clear. Yeah.
Hari Om Swami.
Hari Om.
It's wonderful to hear you at this evening hour, which is very nice. Just a very brief comment. I know we're perhaps running out of time, so I'll keep it brief. Often in business and other situations, famously Vince Lombardi, the very well-known football coach, he once said, winning is not everything, winning is the only thing. And
I've heard that, yeah.
Very famous comment. In business, they say we should all have that killer instinct. You also commented about it. But it seems like the mindset, as you said, when the mindset is one of competition, we believe that my win, my gain can only come from your loss. And so it's like the pie is limited, and if I want to have a larger wedge of my slice of the pie, it has to come out of your slice of the pie, which is a very negative and limiting mindset. Whereas instead of competition, if your mindset is one of an expansive collaboration, so then you're not thinking about just a slice of the pie, but how can I work together, even with my competitor, to enlarge the whole pie, so that the whole entire organization, the larger good, and for all the people, so now together as a group and as an organization, we'll have a larger pie, and we'll all prosper, rather than at somebody else's gain. So if that mindset is seen clearly, then they'll have a greater desire to collaborate rather than compete.
Excellent. Correct. Correct. Very well said. This is an excellent addition. In fact, we can have sometime a webinar on competition, good or bad. You know,
Yeah,
if you can present it sometime, that will be good also. See, already you have nice points with you. Let's
thank you.
see.
Thank you,
Oh,
Swami.
yeah.
Business is so riven with this kind of unhealthy competition, so sadly. Yeah.
Let them come in. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me see any other hand. Thank you, Prasadji. And yeah, time is also up. So let's conclude here then. Namaste, everybody. And so we meet again another time. Hari Om.